Former Cabinet Minister and one-time Labour leader Andrew Little has decided he's had enough time outside the politics tent and wants back in, this time at a local level. Little officially announced his candidacy for Wellington Mayor today, taking on the incumbent Green Mayor Tory Whānau. He sat down with senior political correspondent Jenna Lynch to explain why.
I was very happy getting out of a public life, getting back into law. I've been thoroughly enjoying that. I was asked at the end of last year to consider the Wellington mayoralty. I wasn't interested at that point. But since then I've seen what's happened over the airport share sale proposal, the regional deal issue, and a number of other things. And in the end I thought, actually, there is something wrong with Wellington City Council at the moment. I think there's a real crisis of confidence in the city. And I thought I've got some skills that could make a difference.
What is wrong with Wellington?
I think there's a lack of direction. Where I get to is I think the council is out of touch and needs different leadership.
Are you just going to split the left vote?
No, I don't think at all. I think the feedback I'm getting is very, very strong. It's not just from Labour, it's from a cross-section, and I've had self-avowed Green members telling me they're supporting my candidacy, a whole bunch of people right across the political spectrum. I've had community leaders, business leaders. I feel very confident that there's a high degree of support. There's no question in my mind that Wellingtonians are looking for leadership, they're looking for a different style.
Would you rather be the only high-profile candidate on the left, and should you and the Greens do a deal for Tory not to run?
Look, I think the situation is, and if I just go back over the last few weeks and just the number and range of people who have approached me, Wellingtonians want to change. They've lost confidence, and I think that is the problem with Wellington, a crisis of confidence. They want to see a change. I represent that change.
The decision of the council not to go for one of those regional deals, how much did that push your hand in considering running for the mayoralty?
It was pretty much the turning point. When I saw that, I thought that's an abdication of responsibility. And when the central government is offering support and the opportunity to work together on something that's going to fix infrastructure, actually the council is duty bound to step up on behalf of residents to do that. That didn't happen.
When we're talking about the pipes, which has been a major issue for Wellingtonians, everyone says that's number one priority for them, right? Fix the pipes. Put a time frame on it. How quickly do you think a leak should be fixed outside of someone's house?
As quickly as possible. It shouldn't be weeks or months. It should be at the most days.
So under an Andrew Little mayoralty, how long would it take for you to get to a point where you could say we're getting leaks fixed in days rather than weeks?
Look, I can't say that, because the direction we're heading is a new water entity. It's going to take over all of that responsibility.
What level of rate rise are you comfortable with within 2 years?
Well, certainly not the levels we've been seeing, not the 30% over 2 years. I think even the 12% scheduled for the next year is very high. And I just think, and this is
closer to inflation.
Yeah, I think that's a good measure. I think the council's just got to be aware that the cost of living is still an issue for a lot of people.
Can you win?
Yes.